Netflix, be alert. Please and thank you. Season 3 of Outer Banks is urgently needed. You cannot abandon us in such a way. With a shocking revelation about John B's father, Season 2 of the Pogues finished on a melancholy note that left us wanting more information. The exact release date of the new episodes after the Season 2 finale cliffhanger is unknown, but we do know they are on the way. Here is what we currently know. Outer Banks Season 3 potential release date. When will it air? Pogues, good news. In December 2021, the third season of Outer Banks was confirmed. All the way from Pogolandia, Season 3 baby. The cast of the show shouted in a video that was released on Twitter. The cast, which includes Madeline Klein, Chase Stokes, Madison Bailey, Reddy Pankow, Jonathan Davis, Carlacia Grant, and Drew Starkey, returned to action in Charleston, South Carolina, when filming got underway at the end of February 2022. Don't text, don't call, the caption read. Pogolandia has no services. Back in production is OBX3, although we don't yet know the precise date. Season 3 will be available on Netflix at some point in 2023. And maybe that won't be the last time we watch the program either. Outer Banks creator Jonas Pate has previously stated that the show will go into seasons 4 or 5, but whether the intended tale is actually told will ultimately depend on if Netflix decides to renew it. As Pate told Entertainment Weekly, ever since we started, we always considered it as something that was probably like a 4-season, maybe 5-season show, but definitely 4 seasons. We've stretched it out fairly far, sort of. I only hope we have the opportunity to share those tales. It's encouraging that Chase Stokes believes he will continue to play John B for the foreseeable future for us OBX fans. I would really like to continue it, but obviously that depends on how people respond to it. We're hoping that, as last year, viewers will become emotionally invested in the narrative and continue to develop a romantic relationship with not just the Pogues voyage, but also with the entire Outer Banks region. Stokes told Cosmopolitan UK, Outer Banks Season 3 cast, who will return. The main cast will all be returning for more now that Season 3 has begun. Following her breakup with on-screen partner Chase Stokes, rumors were swirling about Madeline Klein leaving the show. They dated for a year before making their relationship official in June 2020. The two, who play Sarah Cameron and John B, respectively, are actors. Fans were concerned that Klein wouldn't return for a third season after their breakup, but when she revealed it in a now-deleted Instagram story, the rumors came to an abrupt end. The 24-year-old woman wrote as her selfie's caption, "Hello, I keep getting asked if Season 3 of Aux will be my last. For as many seasons as they will have me, I will return. There isn't a day that goes by that I am not appreciative of my profession and everyone who has seen it because I enjoy it. Not all information found online is accurate. I'm relieved because it appears that her character Sarah has a lot more to come." Elle interviewed the Knives Out 2 actress, who said, "I desire for her happiness. I want to witness her personal growth. That would be the best outcome for me in Sarah's storyline. I want to see her and John B having to sort of hash out what just transpired." She continued, "I'm interested in how she interacts with her chosen family on an intimate level. We might learn more about her and Kai's friendship in the past. Maybe watch her try to go to Pog High School. Maybe watch her look for work." Season 2 is tremendously wild, fast-paced, and enjoyable. And if we're fortunate enough to receive a third season, I want to explore some character issues and learn more about. All of the primary characters were shown in Netflix's confirmation post, as was already announced. We therefore believe it is safe to assume that Jonathan Davis as Pope, Madison Bailey as Kiara, Reddy Pankow as JJ, and Chase Stokes as John B will also make a comeback alongside Klein. Forever plagued. While recent hire Carlacia Grant, who was first introduced to us as Cleo in Season 3, has been promoted to a series regular, Drew Starkey will return to the role of Rafe. They will be joined once more by Cullen Moss, Austin North, and Charles Eston. The actress who plays Carla Limbry in the show, Elizabeth Mitchell, has declared that Season 3 will mark her return. We saw Big John, the father of John B, who was still very much alive, telling Limbry that he would help her find the enchanted Shroud of Turin at the end of Season 2. Mitchell told Metacritic, "I do get to hang out with Big John quite a bit, which is nice because he's terrific. She spends the majority of her time with him. While they certainly spend a lot of time together, especially in the first portion, I'm not sure whether you'd call it teaming up. Let's just say that I don't sure if Limbry is truly a team player." There will also be some fresh faces, as Lou Ferrigno Jr., Andy McQueen, and Fiona Paloma will be traveling with the Pogues on their next journey. McQueen will play Carlos Singh, a brilliant and brutal Caribbean don who's on a treasure quest of his own. Paloma will play Sophia, a Pog who secretly yearns to be a kook, particularly as she develops a deep bond with Rafe. Ryan, Singh's cool and composed yet youthful and hungry top security officer, and enforcer will be portrayed by Ferrigno. Outer Banks Season 3 plot. How will Season 2's ending affect what happens next? It's fair to say that the Season 2 finale of Outer Banks came as a bit of a surprise. Sarah and John B had been pursuing the treasure throughout the series, eventually meeting up with the other Pogs in Charlotte. The group avoided being killed by Ward, Rafe, and Carla, a newcomer. The Camerons, Sarah's family, had taken possession of the Pogs' recently acquired Gold Cross during a dramatic encounter aboard a cargo ship. The group fled ship after narrowly escaping death, only to land on a desolate island. As the season came to a conclusion, Carla was en route to see John B's father, who many people believe to be deceased but who is actually very much alive. He promised to assist in locating the Shroud of Turin, a miraculous healing object that was supposed to be concealed inside the Gold Cross, in exchange for her aiding John B and his friends. Should there be a third hunting season, we would anticipate that this hunt would go on. Fans have also been wondering when John B would finally meet his obviously breathing father, and Pate has luckily confirmed that it will happen. John B's relationship with his father is a major issue, according to Pate, who spoke to Entertainment Weekly. John B must reconcile his idealized vision of his dead dad with the reality of his surviving dad, since his dad will ultimately show up again. It's going to be crucial and possibly the spine, according to writer Shannon Burke. It's a massive revelation that will undoubtedly drive a significant portion of the third season. The actor who portrays John B, Chase Stokes, has talked openly about anticipating what this revelation would imply for his character moving forward. It wasn't like he was carried away by a natural disaster or whatever the case may be. He reflected, telling TV Line that he hopes to continue to tell the tale for a couple more seasons. What does it look like that he made the decision to leave his son behind and go out? What does it look like for a child to meet a father who has abandoned him, decided to place him in these conditions, and has no idea what has transpired in the interim? It seems that we may be seeing more background in the form of flashbacks regarding John B and his father, as it was previously reported that the show was looking for a young Chase Stokes lookalike between the ages of 5 and 7. The Outer Banks showrunners don't have a grand plan for the third season, despite all of this extremely encouraging talk, according to TV Line. However, they do have some ideas about the topics they would like to explore further. In terms of the strategy for the show, this sounds like business as usual. In reality, Big John's comeback wasn't even a given when they were planning season 2. Jonas Pate said to TV Line, "We knew we had the card. When we were writing this year, we weren't sure if we would play it, but around the 6th or 7th episode, we began to think we might be able to. It was always an idea lurking about, and thematically, it sets up some topics we want to explore in the third season," Pate said in an interview with Entertainment Weekly. "We shot other endings for the first season because we weren't completely sure, and we also had alternates for this season that we ultimately decided not to use," according to Pate. "Trial and error is absolutely a part of our process, since sometimes you just can't tell until you put it all together." The Pogues, along with new member Cleo, were left stranded on that deserted island in the second film with scant food supplies. Fans will be interested in learning how, or even if, they succeed in escaping. The gang won't give up on their quest to find the goodies easy, according to the show's producers. Pate also disclosed that the treasure search is going to expand, and the narrative around the treasure hunt is going to deepen and get deeper during the same EW interview. "We're quite excited to see how that mythology develops in season 3. A lot of books have been read by us, and we have some solid items to hang it on. We also know that there will be romance, especially since the Pogs are stuck together on the island they christened Pogolandia." The show's producers have hinted that JJ and Kiara fans may be especially thrilled next season, and Pate said they were immediately amenable to the notion. "Teen soap and teen romance are major components of the program," according to Pate. "We wanted to investigate the Kai-Pope relationship, but we are also aware of the fans' opinions of JJ and Kai. That was a hint we intended to drop for the third season. We didn't want to do it right away, but we absolutely want to do it," he continued, referring to how surprised he and his team were by the audience's support for JJ and Kiara's relationship. "We were therefore instantly receptive to it because it seemed like an intriguing concept to explore, but we ultimately decided to hold off until season 3. High octane is a phrase I love using," Pankow said when revealing what fans may anticipate from JJ in the forthcoming season. "I really hope that this season will be really illuminating. The addition of new depth is beneficial for JJ's personal arc as well, although his path this season may be difficult. This season will likely be difficult for JJ, in my opinion. What about Sarah and John B? It would be incredibly fun in season 3 to see them genuinely get to know one another in a very true sense," the actor Madeline Klein told Entertainment Tonight. "They are married, but they don't really know anything about one another," she said. She said, "I think there will be a lot of resolve for Sarah," in a May interview with E! News. "A lot of determination and feelings for her family. Since we haven't seen her with her family standing alone for the past seasons, we are now." According to Klein, "We're exploring a lot of other dynamics and narrative lines that we haven't had a chance to before. This may very likely involve her standing up to her brother and family." Chase Stokes has also suggested that John B might have made his decision to get married a little hastily, which we assume may have consequences for a third season. "I believe that John B clings to many of the individuals in his life. He is undoubtedly a little more dependent on others than he likes to admit," according to Stokes, who spoke to TV Line. "And Sarah has become his lifeline right now. Society tells us, hey, there's a tiny shiny piece that you put on somebody's finger, and just like any fantastic relationship, you want to keep that person around. The way to make it official is to go to a courthouse. It makes perfect sense when you're young and in love and you're so caught up in the moment. and he hasn't exhibited consistency. Since his father has been absent for some time, it is vitally necessary for him to have something steady in his life. He obviously goes a touch over the top, but for a young person who has seen so much tragedy, it makes sense. Maybe the timing is off, but the plan is on. In an interview with Elle, newcomer Carlacia Grant expressed her desire for both more character growth and a future relationship. If that happens, she told the tabloid, "I'm extremely interested in seeing this whole Cleo and Pope thing happen, and I'd like to learn more about Cleo's history. Personally, I'd really like to see more of her and her background. Additionally, I want her to have a greater sense of badassery. And does she think Cleo will appreciate living in America with the Pogues? I predict that she will experience some hiccups. I imagine it would be difficult for her to carry a knife around her waist," she remarked. "I believe she will adjust, but I also know she will experience some difficulties because of how the Outer Banks will react to her. She does have an accent, though. She is accustomed to going her own route. There will be some things to which Kiara, Sarah, and the Pogues may say, 'Yo, you can't do that.'" Outer Banks Season 3 trailer, when can I watch it? Now, at its yearly TUDUM event in September, Netflix released the first teaser trailer. It is accessible on YouTube. The group is all ready to carry on their treasure hunt when the teaser picks up with them in Pogolandia. There will be lots of action, as evidenced by the clip, which includes many fistfights, automobile chases, and cliff jumps. Hey people, good things come to those who wait, particularly in regards to the Outer Banks. Therefore, you may currently binge watch seasons 1 and 2 on Netflix. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more.